Good evening, one and all. On behalf of Ecumentis Valencia and Divine Magic Foundation, I, Reena Patil, welcome all of you on our new episode of web series, Food That Boosts Fertility in Couples. I also welcome Dr. Payal Bhargava, an eminent gynecologist from Hyderabad, who is a co-founder of Divine Magic Foundation and the organizer of today's webinar. Welcome, ma'am.
Happy Dashera, everyone. Thank you, Reena, for your kind introduction and supporting Divine Magic Foundation on the most requested topic of diet and infertility by our patients.
Ma'am, to begin with, ma'am, when a couple should consult doctor for infertility treatment?
That's a very relevant question because some of the patients immediately 2 to 3 months after marriage come for consultation for infertility. The primary infertility is defined as the inability to conceive after 1 year of unprotected intercourse for a woman younger than 35 years or after 6 months of unprotected intercourse for a woman 35 years or older. Whereas secondary infertility is the inability of a woman to conceive who previously was able to do so.
Ma'am, what is the significance of fertile days to achieve pregnancy naturally?
So in a 28-day menstrual cycle, if the cycles are regular, the fertility days lie between 11 to 16 days, starting from the first day of bleeding. So on the day 1 of bleeding is equal to day 1 of menstrual cycle. Fertile window starts 2 to 3 days before ovulation. Ovulation occurs on the 14th day. Ovulation is production of the egg from the ovary. So in a 29-day cycle, ovulation occurs around day 15. As the cycle length varies from patient to patient, the ovulation period also varies. It is very important for a patient to know when to have intercourse for getting pregnant. So in a 22-day cycle length, ovulation period lies between day 6 to day 10. In 24 days, between day 8 to day 12, and so on.
Ma'am, what are the lifestyle factors that affect fertility in a couple?
Lifestyle factors affecting fertility are age, extremes of weight, physical activity and weight loss, stress, tobacco, diet and nutrition, alcohol, caffeine, drugs, sexually transmitted infections. These are the lifestyle factors which affect fertility in a couple.
Ma'am, and what are the causes of infertility?
There are various causes of infertility. One is the environmental factors, it is pollution. Other factors, male factors are 30%. Combined factors are 30%. That includes both male and female. Female factors are 30%. There are idiopathic factors, that is the causes are not known. Then the medical factors like anemia, vitamin D deficiency, any other infections, and occupational factors.
Ma'am, what are the factors that affect male fertility?
Factors affecting male fertility which lead to reduction in sperm production or the quality of sperm are radiation from a cell phone, which sometimes they carry in their pant pockets, then radiation coming from it, or working for long hours on laptop, wearing a tight underwear, heavy exercise, continuously sitting in front of a laptop for long hours, working day and night, which causes hormonal imbalance in our body, extreme levels of stress, having hot bath, smoking, drinking, and sedentary lifestyle and obesity. So what is recommended is you should switch off your phone when not in use. Don't put your cell phone in your pockets. Switch to boxers. Light to moderate exercise is a must. Intermittent breaks at work. If you're sitting for a long time, get up and walk for some time. Respect the biological clock. kill the stress, keep testicles cool, quit smoking and quit drinking, switch to an active lifestyle. As we see, because of COVID pandemic, most of our time we spend in front of our laptops. So it is a must that we should get up in between for some time after 10 to 20 minutes, take a walk and then sit again.
Ma'am, and what are the specific factors which will affect female infertility?
Factors affecting female infertility are age, medications, alcohol and tobacco use, nutritional issues, anorexia nervosa, psychological causes, and multiple causes like endometriosis, fibroids, infections. These are all the uterine anomalies. Then cervical factors are there like infection of the mucus, deficiency of estrogen, cervical stenosis. Then there may be ovulatory problems like central skull problem causing problems with hormonal dysfunction with a cause related to the ovaries. General diseases like diabetes, hypertension, hypothyroidism, genetics, digestive and renal problems. Then in some patients, the tubes might be closed. So by obstruction like endometriosis, infection, or scar tissue. All these factors lead to infertility in women.
Ma'am, what are the factors under our control that can be changed?
So the good news is that infertility has both factors which are under our control and factors we cannot change. So the modifiable factors affecting fertility are unhealthy diet, excessive alcohol, smoking, obesity, and stress. All these factors are under our control. Factors such as age and genetics cannot be changed. So our webinar of today is all about modifying the factors which are under our control and how we can help a couple get pregnant. A fertility diet is simply a way of eating that supports hormone balance along with the proper development of both the egg and sperm. For fertility to occur, we need a healthy egg and a healthy sperm, and the passage should be clear. It also helps build up nutrient stores for the development of a growing baby. A fertility nutritional plan should be followed for minimum of 3 to 4 months before you want to get pregnant, as both the egg and sperm have a maturation cycle of about 90 to 100 days. You can also think of your food as a building block to hormones. Everything you eat affects how well your body can produce the delicate balance of proper hormones at the proper time in your cycle. So I think we should use the treatment of infertility as an advantage to change our lifestyle, which helps in not just achieving fertility or having a baby, but also in improving your general health conditions like diabetes, blood pressure, obesity, and so many other lifestyle affected diseases just by improving your diet.
Ma'am, moving on to next question, what are the benefits of natural fertility diet?
As we see, there are so many hospitals coming up for infertility treatment, and there's so many drugs we give to the patient for fertility. So there are benefits of a natural fertility diet, and it is always good to achieve your pregnancy naturally instead of taking all the hormonal tablets which are recommended for an infertile couple. Benefits of a natural fertility diet are it provides antioxidants to reduce free radicals that may damage the health of both the sperm and the egg. It increases energy and libido by providing plenty of enzymes needed for all of our body's biochemical reactions. It assists in supporting the detoxification process, lowers the risk of certain cause of miscarriage, supports regular ovulation, provides the right type of fats needed for hormone production, and increases the body's stores of nutrients for a developing baby. In 2007, a study conducted at Harvard found rates of risk of fertility associated with ovulatory disorders dropped to 80% when they changed their diets. Higher fertility scores were associated with eating more and less low-fat dairy products, more fiber and less trans fat, and consuming less sugar from carbohydrates. So it is proven that diet plays a big role in fertility.
Ma'am, what kind of food should a couple have to increase fertility?
Nutritional factors that reduce the risk of infertility are fish, seafood, crustacean, chicken, fruits and vegetables, low-fat milk and dairy products, vitamin C, D, E, B9, beta-carotene, zinc, tryptophan, lycopene, selenium, and antioxidants. So the 10 foods that help to increase fertility are beans and lentils, which are high in protein and fiber that improve ovulation. Beans and lentils also have a lot of folic acid, a vital component that aids in conception and is a must for getting pregnant. Sunflower seeds, which are again very rich in folic acid, selenium, zinc, and help in increasing the quality and number of sperms. Berries are extremely tasty and are very rich in folic acid, vitamin C, and other things. Similarly, avocados, quinoa, yogurts, cheese, salmon, and asparagus are very rich in folic acid, nutrients like zinc, multivitamins like vitamin D, B, and C are found in very high quantity in them, especially omega-3, which can help us getting pregnancy.
Ma'am, what are the various nutritional factors that have negative effect on male and female infertility?
Coming to foods that have negative effect on both male and female infertility, they are trans fatty acids, that is, high intake of trans fatty acids in males causes decline in sperm concentration, sperm count, and in sperm motility. Whereas in females, it increases the risk of ovulatory infertility. By ovulatory infertility, we mean that the eggs are not produced, or even if they are produced, the quality is not good in women, especially with polycystic ovarian syndrome. Coming to red meat and processed meat is associated with lower sperm count and lower progressive motile sperm and abnormal sperm morphology. The consumption of red meat is associated with a greater rate of ovulatory disorder infertility. Frequent intake of meat products may adversely affect semen quality. Sausage and turkey ham intake may adversely affect assisted reproductive parameters. Sugar is a big no-no for infertility patients. Sugar and soy foods decrease sperm motility. A higher intake of soy foods may decrease sperm concentration. The consumption of soy, 0.30 serving per day, increases the risk of infertility in males. Coming to dairy products, for males, the consumption of whole fat dairy product decreases to sperm motility and negatively alters the sperm morphology. In females, higher dairy protein intake of women treated with infertility is associated with lower antral follicle counts. Lower antral follicle count means we'll have less of eggs in the next cycle for reproduction. Tea and coffee is very common in our country. The live birth rate of couples where male partner consumes coffee more than 272 milligram per day is approximately 3 times lower than couples where male partner consumes caffeine less than 99 milligram per day. Coffee, pre-pregnancy coffee consumption more than 4 servings per day increases risk of spontaneous abortion, especially at weeks 8 to 19. Coming to recreational drugs, tobacco use can make you impotent. Cigarettes may cause sexual impotence due to decreased blood flow to the penis This can prevent you from having an erection. The excess of tobacco use will lead to decreased sperm count and motility, decreased sperm morphology, increase in DNA methylation, and decreased acrosome reaction. Alcohol will lead to decreased seminal volume, decreased sperm count and motility, decreased sperm morphology, and increased DNA damage. By increased DNA damage, we mean the quality of the sperm will not be good and the fertility will not occur. Recreational drugs decrease sperm count and motility, decrease acrosome reaction, and increase DNA fragmentation. Similarly, tobacco also causes changes in hormone levels. It will lead to an alteration in the ratio of LH and FSH level in females. It will increase LH and decrease FSH levels, these hormones, which are a must for fertility. Recreational drugs like opioids decrease pulsatile GnRH secretion, marijuana decreases LH levels, cocaine increases LH levels. The increase in LH levels will cause reduction in the fertility of the female. Tobacco will increase liver metabolism of testosterone and increase the testosterone levels. Testosterone level is a male hormone. If it increases in females, it will lead to decrease in fertility. Alcohol will decrease the testosterone level. Recreational drugs like opioids will decrease testosterone levels and increase testosterone levels in females. So what are the long-term effects of alcohol? Coming only to the infertility part, sexual organs in males, it will lead to impotence, shrinking of testicles, and it will damage the sperms. Whereas in women, it will lead to greater risk of gynecological problems and damage the fetus if pregnancy is there.
Ma'am, various nutritional factors that enhance fertility. Ma'am, kindly give us some examples of this.
The various nutritional factors that enhance infertility are Mediterranean diet. What do we mean by that? It is the persistence of the Mediterranean diet that is characterized by high intake of vegetables, fruits, and seafood, that supports the higher sperm concentration and total sperm count and sperm motility. In this triangle, as we can see, we have to consume more of whole grains, bread, beans, legumes, nuts and seeds, more of fruits and vegetables, olive oil, fish and seafood, dairy foods like eggs, cheese, poultry and yogurt, and very less of meats and sweets. Coming to whole grains, higher intake of whole grains are specific nutrients such as phytic acid, vitamin E, and selenium at pre-treatment period was related to higher probability of live birth among women undergoing in vitro fertilization. The consumption of cereals is positively associated with sperm motility. Fruits and vegetables. Daily intake of citrus fruits, which are high in beta-cryptoxanthin, decrease risk of endometriosis approximately 22% compared to consuming less than 1 per week. Daily intake of cruciferous vegetables has a 13% higher risk of endometriosis compared to those consuming less than 1 per week. The consumption of fruit is positively associated with sperm motility. Fruits or vegetables may maintain or improve semen quality. Low intake of fruits and vegetables increases the risk of infertility in males. So as we can see, fresh fruits and vegetables are a must for both men and women to increase their chances of fertility. Poultry intake. Poultry intake was positively associated with fertilization rates and it prevents abortion. Eating fish in semen parameters may be enhanced by rich diet from fish. Fish intake positively affects total sperm count and sperm morphology. Omega-3 and lycopene are very important for infertility patients. The omega-3 increases antioxidant activity in human seminal fluid and improves sperm count, motility, and morphology, and decreases the risk of anovulation. Lycopene positively affects sperm morphology. So we have a slide here showing foods high in omega-3 like black walnuts, berries, leafy greens, squash, beans, and flax seeds.
Ma'am, nowadays obesity is like a pandemic. How does it lead to infertility, and your suggestions for couples who are obese?
So in an obese woman, there's higher incidence of menstrual dysfunction and anovulation. That means she will not be able to produce good quality eggs. High risk of reproductive health. The risk of subfecundity and infertility is high. Conception rates, miscarriage rates are very high, and pregnancy complications are increased in these women. Poor reproductive outcomes in both natural and ART conceptions. Now, obesity is actually a pandemic which leads to many other diseases like diabetes, hypertension, breast cancer, and metabolic syndromes. So, as it is, we should maintain a good and healthy weight for pregnancy. So here we can see how obesity affects various factors and prevents a woman from fertility. It leads to this is an egg, it leads to early follicle atresia, delayed meiotic maturation, increased aneuploidia, increased follicular apoptosis. That is, the quality of the eggs and the number of eggs produced will not be sufficient for pregnancy. In uterus, there will be decreased endometrial receptivity. By that, we mean that even if the egg is fertilized, it will not stay in the uterus and the patient will abort. There will be increased level of leptin, interleukin 6, and TNF alpha. These are all androgens and estrogen levels, which will decrease her chances of getting baby. There will be decreased hormones like gonadotropin and SHBG, which are required for pregnancy. All this will lead to increased insulin resistance, leading to diabetes, and which will lead ultimately to infertility. Coming to obese men, they will be associated with a lower testosterone level, a hormone which is required for pregnancy. Poorer sperm quality will be there, reduced fertility as compared to men of normal weight. The odds of infertility increases by 10% for every 9 kg, that is 20 pounds, a man is overweight. Emerging evidence that male obesity impacts negatively on male reproductive potential, not only reducing sperm quality, but in particular alters the physical and molecular structure of germ cells in the testes and ultimately leads to immature sperm. So this is how an obese man will have reduced chances of fertility. There will be scrotal hypothermia, chronic epididymis, that is infection. There will be erectile dysfunction. There will be obstruction, sleep apnea. Increase in adipocytes will lead to peripheral erotomization of testosterone or to estradiol. These are all the hormonal variations which will occur in him, which will prevent production of normal healthy sperms. Pro-inflammatory cytokines, reactive oxygen species, increase sperm DNA fragmentation. That means the sperms will not be normal and they will not be able to fertile the egg.
Ma'am, we have seen, the effect of obesity. And parallelly, we also see in certain segments, there is poor nutrition in certain couples. So does poor nutrition also affect, fertility, and how, what are your suggestions for such couple?
So poor nutrition in females, that is deficient food intake, inadequate alimentary regimes, strong dietary restrictions, and a general lack of nutrients, poor intake of proteins, micro and macro minerals, and vitamins is associated with lower gonadotropin secretion, that is a hormone which levels with alterations of the physiological ovarian cyclicity and increased infertility. There will be loss of weight and physical performance, delayed puberty, lengthening of postpartum interval to conception. So in some of my patients who have anemia or thyroid, if we just correct the anemia of the patient and provide her with iron tablets and a good nutrition chart, the female becomes pregnant without any further treatment. Same is the case with diabetes and thyroid. If your sugars are controlled, if your thyroid is under control, you can easily get pregnant instead of going through the long cycles of ovulation induction and further treatment of IVF.
Ma'am, what home remedies do you recommend for both female and male if they want to achieve pregnancy?
So home remedies for female are ashwagandha, cinnamon, maca root, and chasteberry. For males, we recommend garlic, ashwagandha, green tea, berries, maca root, flax seeds, ginkgo leaves, and goji berry. All these foods are supposed to increase the fertility chances in a couple. Now we have discussed in detail about the food that help in fertility as well as maintaining a healthy body weight. It is a must for a patient to follow the advice of a doctor or a nutritionist and to get a health chart or a diet chart maintained. As a patient comes to us, we ask what is in detail their diet history. We check their height and weight, and according to that, we make a diet chart and give the patient. And there has to be a consistency in it, and portion control is a must for a healthy diet maintenance. So thank you very much for a patient listening, and I hope this video helps all our patients in conceiving and having a baby. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was quite enlightening session. So in the end, what we can summarize is while couples don't have control on all the physiological, factors that affect their fertility, but what is in their control is, taking control of their diet as well as the lifestyle, which can impact their fertility. So I think eating right is the key to achieving pregnancy and having a, achieving parenthood and enjoy the blissful parenthood. So thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Reena.